what are you hearing? I mean, you're involved with a lot of these different organizations, and you hear a lot of talk from different influencers and things. The point of frustration that's out there, you see this thing, you know it's a travesty of justice. Then those on the left say, "Oh no, this is perfectly the way it ought to be." Mm-hmm. You know, what do you think the level of angst and emotion is out there?
Definitely on the male side, it's a little bit stronger. Mm-hmm. For the women, we are more interested in boycotting Target. We're more interested in embracing the trad wife lifestyle. Yeah. So yeah, from the female side, we're a little bit, let's build culture instead of turn it to shambles. Let's build something. Let's talk about the positive parts of being a woman.
Talk about that. What does that look like?
Oh yeah, I mean, you are seeing this very broad movement of women who are saying, you know what, feminism and everything that it offers is totally rotten. Mm-hmm. I don't want any part of that. Why did women before me fight to work? Wages haven't grown. You know what, I actually kind of like the idea of being a mom and not having to go to work 8 hours, 9 hours a day, and then getting stuck in traffic. And so even since the last time we talked about this was probably around last summer, you know, we're seeing even more of that. Women are becoming way more realistic about, feminism, pretty bad stuff that they're offering me, and I want an alternative. Now, there's a recent TikTok that went viral that was this girl talking about, it's weird because you can only find masculine men who are conservative, right? And she said, I might be trying to have my cake and eat it too. And that's the thing, is there are a lot of women who are still in the place where they're wanting to remain liberal, wanting to remain, quote unquote, what they say is fully autonomous, because they've bought into the feminist lie that the greatest thing that you can accomplish is full autonomy, while also wanting a conservative man. But fortunately, that's not a relationship that's going to work.
See, I see that happening a lot with women. It happens with everybody, but particularly with women. You fight, you're told that you're being deprived of something, right? Mm-hmm. You need a career, you need equal pay, you need all of these things. Have your cake, eat it too, like the girl said in the TikTok video. And it's a lie. You're being deceived to think, hey, if you'll work through this maze and go through all these things and zigzag and touch all these steps, check all these boxes, when at the end of it, you'll get your cheese. They get to the end of that maze, they get the cheese, and they realize the cheese wasn't everything they thought it was supposed to be.
It's probably blue cheese, yeah.
Got a little fungus on it. A little stinky cheese, but it's not delicious, right? And so now they're spending their life eating that cheese. And the cheese isn't as satisfying as they thought it would be. And so I'm seeing more and more of that as I talk to people. And I'm hearing more and more out of people in your age group, your generation, people in their 20s who are saying, you know what? We actually do want to be provided for. We actually do want to be taken care of. We want to feel secure. We want to be able to do what God put us on this planet to do. Mm-hmm. The feminist movement failed in doing that.
Yeah.
We see the lies that are out there when they say this is what culture should be. We should be putting, tuck it clothing in Target, and we should be putting Pride baby shirts in Gap, and we should have marketing campaigns that involve, all these other lifestyle choices that ultimately lead to a weird result, chaotic and tragic result in many cases. And more people, because I'm a big talking about parallel economy, but I think what you're saying in a lot of ways is let's create a parallel culture, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's going to take women to do that.
Yes.
Because here's the thing. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but here's the thing. Men are scared. Men are scared to approach women on that basis now, because we've been told for so long that you can't do that. I can't go out there and be an alpha, quote, toxic male. I might get caught manspreading or mansplaining. I can't go out there and be that strong person in front of a woman, because I got to let her shine in such a way that, we don't diminish her strength and might. And, we had everything from the third wave feminists to the Me Too movement and everything. Now guys are scared.
Scared, yeah. And they have every right to be scared. I mean, women have this license to act crazy, not only because 90% of women are already on birth control, which is making them crazy, but, they're favored in the social courts. They're also favored in the political courts. I mean, or the courts that deal with any kind of justice. I mean, if you allegedly get assaulted by a guy, then his life is over if you accuse, even if it's not true. And we've seen that obviously over and over again. Yeah. But I think the thing that most feminine women are coming to is this cool relationship between men and women, where it's men men's goal and purpose is to civilize nature, but women's goal and purpose is to civilize men. And so there's this kind of, there's just this mixing of this is how the roles should be. And if women are trying to civilize nature, it's not going to work. It's going to turn into chaos. There's going to slip out of their hands. We're not capable. That's not our God-given purpose. But if we can spend our time civilizing men and then inserting beauty into the places that men build in the culture, then that's where a woman can click into her most powerful essence. And a lot of women are, by rejecting feminism, are finding femininity and then finding that truth is where they can insert beauty and life, and civilize men is really where the culture change is going to happen. Yeah.
Make sure you pull that last 2 minutes and give that to her as a clip, and let's post it as well, because that's solid. That's good stuff, and that's a great, excellent point. It really is. I love that, and I'm gonna give you credit a couple of times, and I'm gonna steal it and say it's my own.
Perfect.
But men want to civilize nature, and women want to civilize men. It's a great point. It's a great point.
We even see it in Genesis, because before woman was there, Adam named all the animals. Yeah. And then he was sad, wasn't right for him to be alone, and then Eve came along. And actually in Genesis chapter 2, it's Genesis 1 and 2, there's a very straight narrative of, okay, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. It's just kind of a continuous list of all that God created. But then as soon as Adam sees woman, he breaks out into a poetic song, right? For the first time, the syncopation in the language changes. And he's like, oh my gosh, my life is complete now. And women, we have that power, and that's really, really amazing. And so this anti-feminist movement is trying to reconnect women with their actual power source, which is the femininity that we just naturally have.
Yeah. Well, God bless women. I mean, Adam saw her and broke into song. I mean, you can't beat that. So.
And then she screwed up everything.
But she screwed it up, and that's part of the curse, right? Where part of the curse was God said, "Your desire shall be for the man." A lot of people say that. Oh, what does that mean? She's going to want him? No. She wants his position.
Oh
she
my
wants
gosh,
his status.
yes.
She wants his place, and that's been part of the curse.
Feminism is the institutionalization of Eve's curse, because the pain in childbirth, that's very easy for a kid to understand. Got it, makes sense. But desire will be for your husband. It's, in other translations, of course, because English translations are typically not that great of the Bible, it's your desire will be to control him or be over him. And you can't forget about that. When we're examining Jezebel in the Bible, all she wanted was to control him. And Mary, the mother of Jesus, she was never in a place where she wanted to control. She was always in a place where she said, God, whatever you need to do through me, you do that. And I think there's a big juxtaposition of those two women in the Bible, and how then, contrasting Jezebel's spirit to feminism today, it's all about controlling, it's all about dominating, it's all about being better than or assuming the masculine role, which you can't fit a feminine woman into a masculine shaped box. You just can't do that.
Bobbed hair and ballsy wives. I'm telling you, man, that's the problem with culture today. Add women preachers. I'll get some feedback for that one.